Here we have a developer that wants to know if we can change the page after we've created it. And the answer to this is yes. It's really easy to do this using Page Designer. Page Designer allows you to drag and drop objects into a different order. You can drag new objects up. Page Designer is divided into 3 different sections. The area on the left includes the components such as rendering, processing, shared components, and dynamic actions. The central pane allows you to control the layout visually using the grid. You can drag new regions, new buttons, and new items and place them wherever you like on the page. If you don't like the way that they look when you render the page, you can always go back to Page Designer and drag them around so that they look exactly the way that you want them to look. So I wanted to give you a demonstration on using Page Designer in order to edit pages that you've already created. In this demonstration, I will be using my demo app. And in the previous demonstration, I went in and created a page called Page Wizard demo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Page Designer to go ahead and edit this page. So I'm just going to click on that. And you'll notice up in the breadcrumb that I am in Page Designer. First thing I should probably show you is up here along the top left, there are different panels that you can choose from. For instance, this is the rendering panel. And this is where you can see the name of the page and what page number it is. You can create dynamic actions here on that panel. You can create your processes here. And then this is your page shared components. And as we navigate through other sections in this course, I will give you demonstrations on these different panels as well. So for the moment, I'm just going to focus on the rendering panel. And depending on what you click at this point is what is going to be rendered across the areas over in the center and the right-hand panel. And so at this point, you'll notice that I have clicked on the page itself. And so over here in the property editor, it's showing me all of the information about the page. And what I will do is to go ahead and add a new region. There's a couple of different ways that you can add regions and other objects onto your page. You can either right-click the appropriate category over here. For instance, if I wanted to create a region, I could right-click here and say Create Region. Or alternatively, I can use what's called as the Grid menu. And let me just click back here on the page 4 top level here. And I can actually add regions by just going in here to the grid and choosing what type of region I want to create. So I think what I would do is just do a static region. And I'm just going to click on that and I'm going to drag it. And you get to decide where on the page you want that to be. So if it was a breadcrumb, for instance, you would want to add a breadcrumb by dragging it to the breadcrumb bar region. For myself, I think I'll go ahead and add one as a content body location. And once you release the mouse button, then it's going to pop that little region to that location. And if I wanted to add another one, I could drag another one up and I could put it underneath that area of that other region. I could drag it to the right. And so now I've got 2 different regions that are visually side by side when the page is rendered. And when you click on each region, the property editor does refresh. And I think I will call this Page Designer Demo 1 for that region. And for this one over here, I'll click on it and I'll call this Page Designer Demo 2. And if I were to click back on this one, you'll notice that the other region name populates there. And let me just kind of save and run the page by clicking on this button right here. And let's show you what that looks like at this point. So you notice that I have 2 regions on the page and they're side by side just as I described when I drag them using the grid. Let me go back and edit the page. If I decide I wanted to change the layout, I could always drag that underneath the other region. And let's go ahead and save and run the page, show you what that looks like. So now you notice that they're arranged according to how I drag those. And let me edit the page. You can also control the layout by changing the sequence. So if I wanted Page Designer Demo 2 to be above this region, you'll notice this region here is sequence 10, this one here is sequence 20. So if I change this one to sequence 30 rather than 10 and hit enter, you'll notice now those regions are changed as far as the layout. Let's save and run the page and show you that now Page Designer Demo 2 region is above Page Designer Demo 1 region, just because of the sequence that I chose for those. But let me go ahead and put that back to sequence 10. And by the way, you can do sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so on and so forth. It's going to default to doing sequence increments in 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, but you can override those by manually entering in those sequence numbers. And you'll notice, by the way, that you can toggle these by collapsing those arrows depending on what you want to see over here. Sometimes you may have so many elements on a page that it helps to kind of collapse those elements in Page Designer. Now, there are also, rendering menu here that you can expand all or collapse all of those rather than choosing all of those different drop-down arrows. And by the way, if you wanted to advance to Page Designer in another page, you can do that by clicking the down arrow. And it does warn you, for instance, that I have unsaved changes. So I'll click cancel and I'll save my page first. And then I'll go ahead and click this and I can go down to the previous page, which is page 2. I can go up to page 4. I can also click the drop down here and I can click what page I want to navigate to and edit in Page Designer using that method. You can also type the page number that you want and click go, and that'll take you to that page. And then as far as Page Designer, you'll notice that there is a page search feature. There's a help menu here, and notice it tells you select a component and then select an attribute in the property editor to display help on that attribute. So I will go ahead and click on Page Designer, and then the attributes are over here. And you notice when I click on the settings attribute, you'll notice that the help populates. And then when I click back on region and then click on something else, you'll notice that the help then tells you information about what you have actually clicked on. And you can filter these. You notice there's a drop-down arrow here on the property editor. You can focus just on specific panels, or you can expand everything. This really helps when you're trying to find a specific element in the designer, in the property editor. And maybe I want to talk about, security, for instance. So you'll notice that I've got just the security panel that is showing here. It's also a nice way to collapse everything just by clicking on that. But attributes, depending on what it is, it'll have a different set of attributes. For instance, when you create a report, you're going to have a different set of attributes than you will with just a region. And you'll notice you can also lock a page to prevent other developers from modifying the page while you're in editing it. You can also go in and create a page or other component or region using this drop down here. This is also where you can delete a page with this little wrench icon, along with other options that we'll take a look at later on in the course. This is our shared components. When you click on that, it does take you back to the shared components. For the application itself, to get back to the page that you were on, you can then click on this button and it'll take you back to that page that you were on in Page Designer. And again, you can either just save your changes or you can save and run it. For instance, if you're editing a modal page, it won't let you save and run the page because modal pages have to be launched from another page. For instance, when you click on edit in a report, it'll often launch a form page that could be a modal page. And so in order to launch the form, you have to launch it from the report page. And so the appropriate action on modal pages would be to go ahead and click the Save button. I also like to click the Save button periodically just to save changes along the way, especially if I'm adding lots of different components to a page. And that just ensures that everything that you've done on that page up to that point is saved. Because, if you start building a page and then you go and grab a coffee or a beverage or something, step away from your desk, you might reach the idle limit. And if you haven't saved it when you come back to your desk and then start to make changes to the page, you might have hit that idle timeout and it might have logged you off of Application Express or from the application. And so, I do like to click on Save periodically as I'm building a page. And so you will be getting used to the Page Designer as you are going through your labs for the different modules. And hopefully you will get really familiar with how this works.